the upside. And you look at the markets themselves. We start off the day with the Dow up about 100 points, and then we slip back a little bit, and then suddenly we start to stair step a little bit higher. And before you know it, we're up 130 to 150 points. You look over at the NASDAQ, it's the same story. There's not the dislocation that we've seen at other times, and it's been a little bit more steady today. But the story of the day yesterday absolutely had to be Intel. And I say that because the stock made a jump a few weeks ago on the news about Dan Loeb and getting involved. And then the big jump as we hear about Mr. Swan stepping down on February 15th. And the stock actually jumped and powered all the way up through $60 a share, a level we hadn't seen for a while. And it just makes you think that what's next? What's next for Intel? When will this actually be able to transpire in terms of how are they going to be able to compete into the future? And there's a lot of competition. We might have some stories on that in the unusual option activity as well, and some of the other areas that we might see that. But this morning, we're definitely seeing strength again. Intel, after pulling back a little bit from those highs, and that's to be expected, having a pretty nice day. And then throw in Lam Research, which just continues to be an animal, along with Applied Materials, the SMH again, semiconductors hitting new highs again. So very, very powerful. Now, materials are starting to move pretty nicely today. You look over at Freeport Mac, you look over at US Steel, Alcoa, you go down the line, including Vale, and you got a pretty nice day. Yesterday, not so much. You had a little bit of a pullback in the materials, the industrials, and in the energy space. But the volumes and the VIX itself, the VIX had been trading near that 24 level. Now here we are in the 22s and actually dropping below the 22s today. And yet you look at those volumes that I've been talking about on the tape now for over a year, and you just see tremendous volume. 41 million contracts yesterday, and probably the best part of that is how much that was spread across so many different names. And what I mean by that was Apple yesterday, it traded very nicely. It traded about 1.5 million contracts. And then you look over at Tesla, traded about 1 million contracts. You look at GameStop, which had a monstrous day, a lot of that short interest, so maybe a short squeeze being a part of that huge move yesterday. But certainly nearly 1 million contracts. Very unusual for GameStop to have that kind of paper. So it's been a little bit bumpy, but a lot less bumpy today. And as a matter of fact, it's just been sort of a solid move to the upside. And the leadership, again, back to energy. Energy over 2.25% to the upside. Industrials, financials having another nice day. And this we know is earnings week. And what we mean by that is the earnings really does kick off because we've got a lot of the big financial names that are going to be being very, very active with the earnings as we get into Friday and obviously into next week. We start to really get a lot more on that side of things. And then we start to roll after that. So yesterday the story was Intel. Today I think the story actually is Virgin Galactic. And I say that because this is a stock that's making a 20% move. Yeah, I said that, a 20% move to the upside. Stock was over 33 the last I looked. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, we had some very nice buyers in there, about 5,000 of the January 29th expiring 32s. They were going for about 70 cents on Tuesday. Well, today you can imagine those are well over $2.50 now and really moving to the upside. I'd say they're probably trading closer to 3. I didn't get a chance to check that, but I would say they're a lot closer to trading right around that $3 level. So more than a triple? Absolutely. Quadruple? Yep. We're talking about a really, really nice move to the upside. Matter of fact, we even have some option activity in there today in the January 32 call. So some activity in space, and we continue to see even some of that follow-up. So let's jump to some unusual, then we're going to get the heck out of here. I talk about energy a lot. I talk about the beta names a lot. How about Occidental? Now, Occidental is one of those beta names. It trades at about a 2.3 beta to the rest of the space. So look at the moves that you can get out of this name, and we've got some moves. As a matter of fact, I looked back on October 30th, stock was trading $9. Well, today stock's trading 23.5, and we have buyers of the January 22nd expiring 25 calls. So not this Friday, but the following Friday, and they're looking at the 25 calls. Those are going for about 70 cents. So that really did stand out for me because we talk about energy all the time. I talk about beta names all the time. It's nice to see that we have that name that we can highlight today. On top of that, I mentioned earlier, it's not just about Intel. How about Micron Technology? Here's a stock that trades on a forward PE of about 18. We've got all the solid parts of everything about what they've done. They've done some acquisitions over the years, not quite as flashy as what we've seen this past year. but they have done everything right, so it seems, in my opinion. So we had the 5th bullish hit in Micron since January 4th. Stock was trading 74 at the time. Well, today stock's trading about 80.5, and at that point in time, we had buyers of the January 29th expiring 86 calls. So stock's going to have to make a pretty rapid move to the upside for these to pay off, but those were trading for $1, and that was about 4,200 of those calls as well. So a lot of great unusual. We are absolutely stocked up at the Market Rebellion right now on our elite site. We've got well over double digits for unusual activity already. It's been a really, really nice start to the morning, and we're really excited about the day. Folks, I'll see you tomorrow on the halftime report, but before that, I'll see you right back here with The Take at 9:30 live, both on Twitter and YouTube and the Market